Our
So
Cooley does some work with TuSimple.
good. So so those people that are in the waiting room can now hear us.
Okay.
So welcome to the Tech San Diego AI and machine learning event. We're going to wait for everyone to come on. We're probably going to between 10:03 and 10:05 to allow everyone to come on. So those of you that are early, good, and we'll get going here in a little bit. So Chris, you're working from home. Where's your home office?
My home office is in Encinitas.
Encinitas, very good.
Yeah.
And Shen, how about you? Where's your home office?
Oh, I'm right here in La Jolla. Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. Are you now? You're at your home office, or are you at TuSimple offices?
Oh, I live very close to TuSimple, so I'm at home now. Yeah.
All right.
The TuSimple. Are you at 4790 Eastgate? Is that where TuSimple is?
You mean the address? I think
Yeah.
it's Town Center Drive.
Oh, Town Center. That's right. Okay, just around the corner. Okay, yeah. Very close to our offices too.
Yes, yes. And it's very close to UTC as well. So everything is very it's very convenient.
Yeah. I can't wait to see an autonomous truck going down the 805.
Why is that?
Why? Oh, just because I've never seen a self-driving truck go down the 805 before. I think, you know.
Yeah, you should go to Arizona. We have all of our fleets running there if you want to see
That's amazing. I'm really looking forward to the presentation.
Thank you very much. I'll try to do my best.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be great.
And of course, Tech San Diego's temporary global headquarters, the Rancho Penasquitos. Thanks for those joining us. We're going to get going here probably around 10:03 or so, allow people to jump on. We're just having some chit chat before the event starts. So one thing I like to ask people is, what have you bought that you probably would not have bought during the pandemic?
That's a good question.
I started to get some Legos. So I've done a couple Legos architecture with I got a 17-year-old daughter. And so we did the San Francisco skyline, we did the London skyline, and I think we have another one we're and I don't think we would have never done that without her being home all the time. It just wouldn't have happened.
Their answers in the chat window?
I'm sorry, what's that question, Chris?
Oh, if there are people that are listening in, can they type in an answer?
No, they're in listen only. I'm just asking you, just so we're not dead air here.
Oh, I see. I will say that I tried to look at purchasing a hot tub, because since you can't go on vacation and a pool is too expensive, we looked, except that everyone else apparently has the same idea, and they said it would take 6 months to get a hot tub. So I guess that's not going to happen. So no other.
Chris, so classy people call them spas.
Oh, sorry.
How about you, Shen? Anything you purchased during the pandemic that you think you probably would not have purchased without it?
Yeah, I bought a very not very high end, but a very good desktop where I have to work at home. And after that, I just decided I have to do kind of a 2.1 system speaker for myself. I definitely would not buy those for like $2,000 if I don't have to spend such more time like at home. But right now, yeah, I was actually looking at the speakers. They still looks pretty good. I don't really.
Yeah, I think the ergonomics about working from home are just starting to hit people, right? So, you know, your chairs aren't as comfortable, and and other things. So, I know some companies are allowing, stipends for people to start purchasing stuff to work from home. I know one of the first things I had to do was put in a different Wi-Fi system. I put a mesh Wi-Fi system, which was pretty pricey.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I think you have to wait for a while for a motherboard if you want to buy a desktop yourself. So everything kind of is back ordered, and then you have to wait for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Best Buy and it was, geez, the shelves were just empty. I mean, it was really surprising.
Yeah.
But it's getting better. I mean, I was there the other day and it definitely looks better than it did even 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I think the supply chain is starting to catch up. One of the things I was looking for from a member company, Turtle Beach, has the headphones, and I was looking to replace my AirPods, and it was really difficult to find the right Turtle Beach headset that I was looking for. Those of you who are joining us, I know you're in listen-only mode. We're going to wait probably about 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and we will get started. Make sure we allow enough time for people to come on, but we are going to get going here in just a second. Of course, my speaker, because we do podcasts, I use this one, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah. Who makes that one?
That is Blue. It's one of the common brands, but I forgot what the brand name of it is.
Oh, it's a Blue?
No, that's the model number. I forgot but it's the most common microphone.
Yeah, it's a nice one. There was even, everybody was sold out of, the nice sort of podcasting microphones early on, or the good USB microphones. So unless you had a digital audio interface to connect a microphone, there was a wait for a little while.
All right, we're just getting ready to get started. I know everyone's in the listen-only mode. So why don't we go ahead and get going? So my name is Kevin Carroll. I'm the Executive Director of Tech San Diego. You can find more about us at techsd.org. We're a trade association here representing the regional technology community. And one of the projects which we have engaged in is a really deeper dive into AI, machine learning, data science. And we have several activities that support that. And this is one of them. And in addition to just finding more about AI and machine learning trends, our ultimate goal is just to have the recognized as a leader in AI and machine learning center of excellence. So ultimately, we want to make it easier for our companies to be able to retain and recruit the high-tech workers that power AI and machine learning. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to, I'm going to introduce our partner and sponsor in this, Cooley, and I am going to introduce Chris Montgomery. I had his bio in front of me. And Chris leads Cooley's business development efforts in the San Diego office. He has 20 years office of leadership experience. And the interesting thing about Chris is it spans early stage technology ventures as well as the multinationals. So you have a pretty broad set of experience set in there. And, I introduced Chris as a business development, but the reality is he's actually a lot more to a lot of companies and said he really helps companies look at funding options, how to set up. And a lot of folks in the tech community really rely on Chris for a lot of things. So that's in addition to his business development role at Cooley. So Chris, why don't I go ahead and turn it over to you?
Thanks so much, Kevin. Hi, everybody. Good morning. As Kevin said, I head up the business development team over at Cooley in San Diego. I've lived in San Diego for 20 years. For those of you who aren't that familiar with Cooley, we're a full-service global law firm with over 1,000 attorneys in 16 different offices. And we spend, a lot of time and effort working with early stage high growth startups. We have about over 6,000 private companies that fit into that category. And some of the names that you would be definitely familiar with are Zoom, eBay, Facebook, NVIDIA, Uber. We have been consistently ranked as well in the top 2 or 3 for venture financing in the US. So as Kevin mentioned, we try to spend a lot of our time not only helping our clients with legal needs that they have to take care of, but we also spend a lot of time trying to bring together the capital requirements, even strategic requirements that our partners need. So I'd love to at some point connect with any of you who are interested in speaking, but that's not why we're here. I am really pleased to introduce Chen. She works over at TuSimple. Cooley actually does some work with TuSimple as well. She's the technical program manager. I have a personal passion and interest in tools, and at the beginning I jokingly said I can't wait till I see one on the 805 because they're testing them in Arizona. So I want to see one in person. So with that, I will hand it over to Chen and look forward to the presentation. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chris and Kevin. Thank you for the nice introduction here. And thank you everyone for bringing this to reality. So my name is Chen, and sometimes I go by Kara if it's too hard to pronounce my name. I am the technical program manager from TuSimple, and we're doing fully autonomous trucks. And I think today I'm very excited about sharing these topics with you guys. Is the autonomous trucks, the pursuit of safer, more efficient logistics. So if you guys are fine, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start the presentation. Is that good? Can you guys hear me clear?
Chen, go ahead. They're in listen only mode. I think we're okay.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, thank you for checking that for me. All right, so I guess everyone should have the first question here, the same one. Who is TuSimple? I kind of want to introduce you guys with some introduction about TuSimple, the company that I'm currently working at. So something about TuSimple. TuSimple is a self-driving technology company based in San Diego, and making it possible for heavy-duty trucks to operate autonomously on both highways and surface streets. So we call ourselves like fully autonomous driving. And here I do kind of want to introduce you guys with some concepts regarding the levels of autonomy, because you're going to see it afterwards a lot of times. We call ourselves L4, level 4 autonomous driving, which means it's fully autonomous driving, and we're trying to kind of take the operators out of the cabin. So that's us. And this one is introduction about our location. So TuSimple is founded in San Diego, actually. So we have been here for several years, and San Diego is such a nice place. So San Diego is actually our headquarters for TuSimple, and we have our R&D center here. So we have all of our algorithm development, software development, and some hardware designs here. And you can see down below is the Tucson, Arizona office. That's
Chen, your audio dropped a little bit. Can you, is it just me?
I lost it too.
Sarah, can you jump on and help us troubleshoot this? Chen, it looks
Yeah,
like it's on your side.
Chen, it's on your side. I'm not quite sure if you can increase your audio a little bit.
now?
Yeah, now if you're a little bit
Very,
closer.
very faint.
Let's see
Go ahead
here.
and keep on talking, Shen, see if we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me better now? Now I'm trying to get close to my laptop.
Yeah, the audio.
Yeah, in the beginning, it was working fine, and now it's just, we could just barely hear you, Shen.
Should I just
Oh, that's better.
Coming back.
That's better.
It's coming back slowly.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Is it your microphone or your speaker that you're using? Because we've lost your audio again.
Yeah, we've lost all your audio. Where is your microphone?
It's right on my Mac. I'm using a Mac.
Okay, so now we can hear you. Are you shifting? Is there something that you hit when you shift?
I'm trying to wipe the dust here. Is it helping?
That's helpful. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know whenever you guys or I'm cutting out so I could fix it for you.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So
Awesome.
here it is better, right? I could continue then?
Yes, we can hear now.
Go ahead.
Okay, great. Yeah. So thank you guys. And where I dropped. Okay, here. So our production center is actually located in Tucson, Arizona, and we have our fleets there. So they're doing the daily testing and fleet operation for the San Diego team. So here you will see we have 2 offices in China as well. I think they're just doing some other development research, and also we have some tests in China. But we located our headquarters here in San Diego. And founders. So TuSimple is founded in 2015 by Xiaodi Hou and Mo Chen. So Xiaodi is our CTO. He's a world-renowned expert in artificial intelligence. He's very, very good at perception. And Mo Chen, he's our CEO. So he's a Canadian entrepreneur, and he's leading us from all the business perspective and strategic decisions here. So exciting parts about TuSimple. We have listed some of our accomplishments here. So first of all, TuSimple has filed more than 220 patents for autonomous technologies, including the industry's best long-range identification and recognition system, which I'm going to introduce you guys later, and how we have all of our artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies application for the system. So second, TuSimple operates the world's largest fleet of level 4 autonomous trucks. Also, TuSimple transports freight for revenue using autonomous trucks for companies such as UPS, USPS, and McLean. So we're very excited to partner with them. The company also achieved a unicorn status in 2019 with a 1.2 billion evaluation, which is very exciting as well. Also, TuSimple partnered with our tier 1 supplier Zeta to develop and manufacture the core hardware needed for our mass production of autonomous trucks. And then TuSimple has partnered with our American OEM Navistar to develop and manufacturing the first commercially available level 4 autonomous trucks in 2024, which is this is recently published, and I think as a TuSimple employee, we're super excited that we could partner with our partners here in Navistar. Okay, and what is our mission? So very simple. Our mission is to improve the safety and efficiency of the trucking industry. And how do we deliver on our mission? So here, this is a picture that I'm very familiar with. This is actually our describing our autonomous system development, especially for our sensor layouts. So we developed an autonomous system specifically designed to meet the unique demands of the heavy-duty trucks. And down below, you can see the small rectangle here is actually a picture for our truck. And then you can see for the bluish area, those were actually some perception range that could covered by our cameras. And then for the solid purplish and whitish circle here, this is actually the range for our LiDAR sensor. So we're not kind of limiting ourselves to a specific sensors, but here we're trying to fuse them all together and to explore the limitations for our perception system. Okay, and then Here I do want to introduce a very short video about some more explanation for our perception system here, and then let me know if you guys cannot hear it. Okay, I'm gonna play it right now.
At TuSimple, we make long-haul freight transportation safer, more efficient, and less expensive. Autonomous trucks are longer, wider, and heavier than cars, as well as being articulated, so they need specialized AV technologies to meet their distinctive needs. The most advanced commercially available autonomous cars use level 2 systems, which can see and identify objects 250 meters away. But these technologies are not sufficient for heavy-duty autonomous trucks, which need to see twice as far to drive efficiently and stop safely. That's why TuSimple has developed a level 4 autonomous system, specifically designed for trucks. A system that can see more, process more, react faster, and never gets tired. A multitude of cameras and sensors provide 360-degree awareness around the entire vehicle. Using our proprietary long-range perception technology, our autonomous system can identify objects up to 1,000 meters away, which allows our virtual driver to avoid danger and maintain efficiency. That's 4 times farther than the technology used in today's commercially available autonomous cars. To enhance safety, sophisticated radar detects objects within a range of 300 meters around the vehicle. And finally, light detection and ranging sensors provide a 200-meter range of ultra-high detail. Using these sensors together, our virtual driver can see every detail in nearly any driving condition, with the added redundancies to ensure safe travel from dock to dock. Vast amounts of sensor data are processed by our powerful autonomous driving system, allowing our virtual driver to know the vehicle's exact location and plan the best response to any situation. Our virtual driver sees more, processes more, and reacts 15 times faster than human drivers, who take 1.5 seconds to see a problem, understand the situation, and act. Our virtual driver can see, identify, and react in as little as 0.1 seconds, day or night, rain or shine. TuSimple technology allows autonomous trucks to operate safely in nearly any market. Our virtual driver can operate smoothly on streets and highways, adhering to regulations and blending with traffic flows. It's a comprehensive autonomous system, ensuring your freight arrives safely and on time, every time. TuSimple, a better way forward.
Yep. So this is actually a very brief introduction about our perception system, how like we fuse all those different sensors together and make sure we could see super long range. And that's very exciting. And the next one, I'm gonna talk about our patents here. So TuSimple has already filed more than 220 patents for autonomous technology, including the industry's best long-range identification and recognition system, which you just saw. All right, so next is the TuSimple Autonomous Freight Network. We call them AFN in short. So it's very exciting news. On July 1st, we already launched the TuSimple Autonomous Freight Network, AFN, an inclusive ecosystem which allows the autonomous trucks to come to market safely and efficiently. So down below, you will see to support this whole AFN system, we actually have 4 major components that we want to share with you guys. So first of all, definitely it's going to be our autonomous truck, that the trucks that could be fully autonomy technology. And second is our strategic terminals, where we could have a lot of like pre-trip checklist to make sure the truck is on a good shape, a lot of things like that. And the third one is our HD map. So we definitely need the high definition maps for autonomous driving system, especially for a level 4. So this map is going to provide tons of information regarding the road structure on like on the highway, and also like the navigation services as well. So the last one is actually the TuSimple Connect to support our AFN system as well. So TuSimple Connect is a autonomous operation monitoring system, which can allow our customers to monitor the health of the fleet and also like the status of all those tasks as well. So those four major components, they come together and then make sure the AFN is going to be a possibility for us. All right, and this is a video introducing our AFN, and I'm gonna play it right now. So if you guys cannot hear it, please let me know. Thank you.
What if technology could change the world for the better? What if we could create a virtual driver who never drinks, never texts, and never gets tired? What if you could transport freight coast to coast in 36 hours? What if you had nearly unlimited freight capacity? What if we could distribute more food and supplies to more people faster? What if you could make trucks more efficient and reduce their carbon footprint? What if you could stabilize and protect supply chains against the unexpected? What if you could lower the cost of freight transportation by 30%? Introducing the TuSimple Autonomous Freight Network, the world's first and only autonomous network, providing greater access to self-driving trucks than ever before. TuSimple's expanding network of mapped routes allow long-haul autonomous trucks to transport freight to facilities across the country, day and night, rain or shine. By creating an ecosystem of L4 self-driving trucks, strategically located terminals, and HD maps, we make it possible for autonomous trucks to operate safely and efficiently in nearly any weather condition, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And with our autonomous operations monitoring system, TuSimple Connect, we ensure every truck is where it needs to be when it needs to be there, giving users the peace of mind that comes with knowing your freight will arrive on time, every time. The TuSimple AFN provides access to reliable autonomous capacity. And with its powerful advantages such as greater efficiency, enhanced safety, lower operating costs, and the valuable insights that come from using TuSimple technology, the TuSimple AFN is an inclusive ecosystem. And by working closely with industry partners, we will scale autonomous service nationwide by 2023. With the launch of TuSimple's fully operational autonomous freight network, we are creating the safest and most effective way to bring autonomous trucks to market. And this is only the beginning. TuSimple, a better way forward.
Okay, so that is a brief introduction about our AFN system, and I'm super excited to see that because it shows a lot of pictures and videos about our Tucson offices there. I'm very familiar with that location. Okay, so next slide, let's talk about some benefits of autonomous trucks. So we believe creating the AFN ecosystem is going to be the safest and the most effective way to bring autonomous technology to the market. So for our OEMs, they will begin to manufacture, sell, and service the autonomous trucks. And for our shippers, they could ship more freight faster and less expensively. So this was due to for an autonomous technology, usually where we're going to lowering the operation cost and where we're more kind of fuel efficiency. And so for our carriers, they can purchase the autonomous trucks and operate them day and night, rain or shine, on the AFN. And for the insurance companies, they will appreciate a lower number for accidents. But for sure, this is not just for the lower number for accidents. This is because like the level 4 technology is usually more safe than the than a lot of scenarios. So we are just bringing these benefits. I think it's just to the general public here, that we make the kind of the highway safer. And for our customers, so they will receive the goods faster and less expensively. So those are some benefits for autonomous trucks. And for the AFN, we actually plan them for 3 phases. And I think it's a good time for me to share some information regarding our different phases here. So for our phase 1, TuSimple will offer the autonomous service between Phoenix, Tucson, El Paso, and Dallas using TuSimple's trucks and terminals. These vehicles will be retrofitted vehicles operated and serviced by TuSimple. In phase 1, the safety drivers and our safety engineers will ride in the vehicle as a fail-safe to ensure the safe and efficient of the operation. So this is just for our phase 1 of the AFN. And then we're moving to the phase 2. We're talking about expansion. So TuSimple will expand autonomous service coast to coast from Los Angeles to Jacksonville. Additional ecosystem partnerships will be announced related to the network terminals, vehicle service, insurance, and refueling. And the fleets will begin to place reservations with our OEMs for the industry's first commercially available autonomous trucks. So we're very excited to partner, to have this partnership with our OEM. And the last phase, which is the phase 3 for the AFN, is that in the 3rd phase, the autonomous freight network will be available nationwide, and shippers and carriers will begin taking delivery of the first commercially available autonomous trucks. So these vehicles will utilize TuSimple's technology, our HD map, our terminals, and be dispatched and monitored using the TuSimple Connect, which we just talked about. A human safety driver is no longer required. So that's our roadmap for the phases. And this slide is actually introducing about our shipping partners that we already have. So today, TuSimple is shipping the freight on the autonomous trucks already across 3 states for our customers like UPS, USPS, McLean, and US Xpress, which is super exciting for us because this gives us a benefit where we could do our revenues and also testing at the same time. Okay, so next one, I think I really want to kind of deep dive in to share like how artificial intelligence and machine learning will make autonomous trucks a reality. So, okay, the first one, actually I want to talk about our long range perception system. As you just see in the previous video, TuSimple's trucks is able to see up to 1,000 meters away from us, and that's pretty impressive. And so before everything, I kind of want to introduce the fundamental challenges for trucks, not even for the autonomous driving trucks, but also for like human driving for the truck itself. So you can see here some facts about trucks. So usually a heavy duty truck is going to be 44% wider, 300% longer than a passenger vehicle. And then for a heavy duty trucks, usually you will need to kind of control the 18 wheels instead of for the passenger vehicle, you only have to deal with 4. And trucks also, they're 200% wider turn radius. Here is actually some interesting facts about a lot of truck driving behaviors. Actually, some logistic companies, they do not recommend their drivers to kind of do any right turns because it's even very hard for a human driver to drive the truck because the turn radius is too wide. And for a truck, usually it will come up with 12 gears. And also the trucks, we call them articulated. Here, I want to kind of explain a little bit about an articulated term. So basically for a passenger vehicle, you only have to control one as a whole. you can consider the passenger vehicle as the whole system to control it. So you only have to kind of care about like the one dimensions or like the one sets of dimensions. While for articulated, it usually means even you're driving on the one here. If we're talking about the trucks, we're only controlling about the tractors, but at the same time, you have to consider the dimensions, orientations of your trailer as well, because they're articulated. So basically here, it means usually for a truck, it's usually harder to control a truck and to do kind of a very accurate turn here. Okay, some other fundamental challenges as well. Let's see the braking distance driving up to 120 kilometer per hour. So here, we will only need 30 meters for a sedan on the urban roads to brake. So the braking distance for a sedan on urban roads is going to be 30 meters, while for a sedan on the highway, it's usually going to take 100 meters. And then for a truck on highway, which is an empty truck on highway, usually it will take 160 meters. And let's see the fun part. So for a truck on highway with a wet surface, with a half-loaded trailer, you will need more than 300 meters to brake. So which gives a lot, those are all the facts that gives us the conclusion that if you want to do autonomous driving for truck and on the highway and covering such wide ODD, then basically you have to see further, which motivates us to develop our super long range perception and recognition system. So here, basically this is our LiDAR perception. Usually the LiDAR perception will give you a very solid results under 100 meter. And some examples here. So this is the point cloud. If you see a car through a LiDAR at 30 meters away, and you can see here, it's very clear. You can see the wheels, you can see like the windows of the car, the shape of the car. It's very clear here, but this is at the 30 meter. And then let's see the degradation. Okay, so this is the point cloud at 50 meter. You can still kind of recognize this is a car. You can still see the shape of the wheel a little bit, but the points are just looser, kind of looser than the point cloud at the 30 meters. And next one, this is the point cloud you will see for 70 meter away objects or a vehicle. And here, basically, you barely can tell this is a vehicle if you do not have any prior knowledge for that. And you could see, okay, maybe there are two wheels, but it's very hard to tell with such a low resolution here. And the last one is actually the point cloud at 200 meters. Basically, you got nothing, and it's kind of impossible for you to get any reflection beam from the LiDAR at around 200 meters. So with the LiDAR, it's impossible for us to see such a such a far distance, which leads us to our camera perception a lot. So here, this picture does not show you guys with our radar because the radar cannot see this far as well. This is more like to demonstrate our long range perception. So with the help of camera perception, it's actually make everything possible, and machine learning definitely plays a very, very significant role here. So we use machine learning technology a lot, kind of everywhere for this long range perception, especially for our a lot of sensor fusing and our tracking modules. So you will see here, our front camera can actually give us around 1,000 meter perception range. And then I'm going to show you guys how we use that into the long range perception. Okay, so this does not come up with any sound, so it should just be like this. And you can see this is just a regular camera. It gives you very wide FOV. And then this is our middle range camera, which is much better now. Okay, and this is our super long range perception cameras. And you can see very clear that, okay, we have a semi that is merging in, and we're on a very, very busy highway. Actually, I want to show you guys with how our system is processing all those things on the next slide. So here, you can see here, we already kind of decided that, okay, we need to lane change because we think there is a slow semi vehicle is merging in, and we don't think we could handle it. So we will have to lane change to the left. And this is around like 200 meters away from that object. So given that, if you have, because our system is kind of 15 times faster than a human driver, so with such a very high frequency of our decision making, so we already decided, okay, we think this vehicle is kind of a very high risk for us because it's merging in very slow. And then we kind of predicted, okay, it will maybe slow down because the surrounding vehicle is very slow as well. The whole traffic here is very busy. So TuSimple's fully autonomous technology, we already decided, okay, we need to get rid of this. We need to escape from this high risk scenarios 200 meters away. And to do that, you have to see it like from 1,000 meters. So you can see here the blue light solid line here is actually our trajectory. So here we already kind of turning our steering wheel to lane change to another lane. And this is what we try to do. So our truck just very smooth lane change given here, this semi is actually very, very slow, and it's actually blocking all the vehicles behind it. If we do not kind of lane change, make the decision, then we will end up a very, very hard break, which is going to be very dangerous if specifically under this traffic scenario where you might have someone following you very, very close. Okay, so this is how powerful our long range perception. And so next use case is our AI enhanced infrastructure. So so this is just a very brief kind of video for all of our internal tours. And you can see I was trying to put them into a very short video, but I couldn't because we have too many. So the things is here. So if you want to build a autonomous driving truck, especially for such a complicated system, you will have a very good internal process, and you will have a very, very good infrastructure that you can support. And also, we use machine learning technologies here a lot to help us better digest a lot of all those data. So actually, I'm gonna share with you guys regarding our automation for our data digestion, because for autonomous driving, it's a very, very important that you could digest all those data, all those failure cases, all those takeover, all those disengagements very well. And then, but previously it was very costly because we're on our stage 1, which we call them the data automation. Basically here the process just show you you have a driver on the truck, or you have the system is taking over the truck, and then you have all those data you store and uploaded this data to our data sets. And then use the data sets. Usually we will have to manually go through all those those bags we have to mine some interesting events. Okay, the driver disengaged here, and then this is what happened. So it's actually pretty costly for us to do that. And once we're in the stage 1, where we actually have a very minor data automation for this, which makes the process very long. And to digest one bag usually will take like one person, even like half of the day to just walk it through. And now we're at our stage 2. Thanks to machine learning and artificial intelligence, so we are able to boost our internal process a lot as well. So we call them AI automation. Basically, the machine learning technology, it's gonna help us to mine those high risk events here. So basically, it's not the human, or it's not some rule-based codes to some scripts to find, okay, I think here is an event you need to see. But basically, it's our AI is doing that for us. So the AI is going to process and then have all those data sets, interesting data sets for you to kind of to review. And to be honest, this definitely boosts our efficiency here a lot. We can kind of iterate the whole system like 3 times or 4 times faster with this technology here, without kind of just you have to go through the bags one by one. Instead, we have an AI and we have our machine learning technology to help us to mine those interesting data and present it to you. Okay, so that's the 2 use cases I want to share with you guys, like how we use all those artificial intelligence and machine learning technology. And so looking ahead with such exciting technologies, it becomes very rare for people when you can demonstrate autonomous technology safely on 1 or 2 commercial routes, when you can actually take the driver out of the equation. So this is a quote from our president. And a great news is that TuSimple is on track for a driver out demonstration in 2021. So we're actually bringing this to reality. We want to have a operationless system by 2021, and we're super excited that we could be able to demonstrate our technology on a specific route, which also have the commercial value in it. So yeah, I think that's all my presentations today, and I guess that's it. And do you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, or did I
We do, and we're gonna have to go through some of these very quickly. But let me review some of the questions that we're asking. So one of the questions was a little bit of a technical question. There's a lot of TuSimple code in GitHub. Is it for TuSimple to share your software open source?
Oh, right now, actually, I don't think we have any kind of plan or specific plan that we want to announce this as an official like open source. But I think you see some codes on the GitHub. Probably it means that we have some researchable and we have some information that we can share. But I don't think it's official right now. So I think TuSimple, we're definitely working very hard to kind of bring up a community where we could actually communicate with a lot of other great talents as well. But I don't think that code, at least not to my knowledge. But if you already see there, we're able to share, then yeah, but we don't have it official.
We lost a little bit of audio, but I think we got most of the message there. Can you go ahead and talk again? We're losing some audio. Make sure we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah,
we got you again. So another question. Let me go through some of these other questions. Are there any current state or federal regulations blocking fully unmanned vehicles from being tested or commercials deployed?
I see. Okay, that's a great question. So right now, I don't think there is any regulations or policy actually blocking it. A lot of we're trying to kind of have the relationship with the government and with the public to also demonstrate our safety as well. I think right now, because TuSimple level 4 autonomous driving truck, we could be able to demonstrate our safety and also our efficiency on the highway. So we wouldn't think that's going to be a blocking issue for us. And if you're specific asking, is there any policy that is blocking this? I would say no. And where we're trying to make sure that the whole ecosystem is going to be healthier and more comprehensive than before. Yeah.
Does the advent of 5G is an advantage in building this autonomous network out?
If you're talking about a specific technology, then probably I'm not able to kind of share more details regarding that, which modules were used, and but a general response to some technologies, I think for this one I'm not very familiar with, but our general response would be So we're not limiting ourselves to any specific technologies, supervised or not supervised, anything. So we are definitely willing to try out new technologies to explore more potentials from our side. So we're not limiting ourselves to that. For a specific module that is using this, or are we plan to do that? Probably I'm not gonna share more information here. But for sure, as a company, technology company, we don't want to limit ourselves to any kind of potentials.
Okay. So we did have a question about hiring a TuSimple, and I answered it on the question tab. That coincidentally we just interviewed the talent acquisition folks at TuSimple. So if you go to techsandiego.org and follow the links to our podcast T3, you can actually hear an hour-long discussion about what's it like to work at TuSimple, what they hire, internships, and everyone else. So I will refer you to that. Shin, what is the technology stack you use at TuSimple for AI?
Well, what do you mean by that? But so first of all, I kind of want to go back to the hiring questions a little bit more, because so for sure, TuSimple, we're growing very, very fast, and yes, we're hiring, and we're very looking forward to have like new talents joining us. So make sure you check it online. Oh, okay. So what is the current question?
What is the technology stack you're using?
I don't think that I could share with that. But
Are there certain platforms? Is it, Hadoop? Is it what platforms do you use? I think the person's asking is getting a sense of the technology you use to see if there's an experience set that you might be looking for.
Yes, sure. So for Hadoop, this is more like for our data science. So we do not like use Hadoop that often. So we do have a lot of like research kind of a project based on Python, and the code on the truck usually is going to be C++, if that's what you're asking for.
Sure.
And yeah, for some stack, yeah, we have some partnership with all those technologies that, but Hadoop is not one of it. This is kind of more data science driven. But Hadoop is a very powerful thing. But we're trying to push everything on the truck as a C++. Yeah.
So I've just had a question come in from our chair of our data science roundtable. We don't have audio on, so Brandon, I will ask your question. Can you please elaborate more on how you're getting labels, which traditionally requires manual effort to identify objects and desired vehicle maneuvers?
Sure. So so basically is so previously, if you have to kind of use manual labeling to have all those interesting cases, so first of all, you have several sources. You have the driver take over, and then which means that the driver thinks, okay, the system is not doing well, I have to take it control. Usually this is the point where we could look at. And then you have another definitely you have a labeling team for you to kind of go through all those back and to find out, okay, I think this is an interesting case. So this is a previously stage, but right now we're using more like of our like AI automation to, for example, if someone is having a heartbreak around you, do you think that's a rare case? If someone has a, for example, they continuously lane change for a lot of times, then do you think this is an interesting case? So with all those factors, you could actually have a training data for all those interesting cases, and you can train your model to actually automatically mine those interesting cases for you in the future. And in the meanwhile, you will only have to keep a very small team that only feeds this system with our interesting data. To have a better model for that. So I hope that answers your question.
Can we train other drivers to only use the left lane when they're passing? Joking. Layla, one of the questions is, what are the limitations of the current autonomous system? Does it work flawlessly in any condition? Where does it fail and need more work to be accomplished?
Yeah, for sure. This is a good question. And, by the way, usually by policy and regulation, truck cannot pass anyone on the right. So you're against the policies here if you're trying to pass anyone on the right. This is in our product requirements actually. So yeah, so what some limitations for definitely for example, right now still for a level 4 autonomous driving, we cannot still like do snow. So I would say a lot of weather and lighting conditions is still some limitations that we can see, but which is also good where TuSimple is actually operating in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, where you barely see the snow there. But yeah, if you're asking some limitations, I would say the narrow of the ODD. Right now we could do day, night, rain, shine. We already can handle a lot of scenarios here, but for example, for snow and very extreme weather, we still cannot. So I would say that's the limitation for the technology application itself.
Let me bring Chris Montgomery back on. Chris, are there any other questions that we didn't review or that weren't answered, do you think?
I don't think so. I had one personal question, which was when you spoke about the 3 phases, is there a timeline that you have in mind for when those actually might happen?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think for phase 2 and for phase 3, our product and marketing team, they're definitely working on it. And for our phase 1, I don't have kind of an end date for our phase 1, but I can tell you that we already started internally. We already kick off this project. Yeah.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think one of the other questions we had was, and I think this is, does Zia provide manufactured autonomous trucks to existing commercial trucking companies? Can these be retrofitted on trucks? Are they brand new trucks? And are there incentives in place for existing man-powered fleets to transition?
I see. So are you asking for that if it's possible for us just to retrofit a current or existing truck on ourselves?
Sure.
Yeah. So the answer is yes, because for our first like kind of the contracts or partnership with the Navistar, the OEM is actually going to happen around 2024. So actually before that, we will have a lot of like retrofitted trucks. Actually, TuSimple right now, we are operating around 40-ish trucks on ourselves, and all those trucks are autonomyable. And then, sorry, they're actually retrofitted. Right now we use like our in-house designed rack and our in-house designed kind of supporting rack for you can see the top here and then around the mirror to support our LiDAR and cameras. So yes, so right now we have to retrofit the truck ourselves, and so we're very exciting that we could have the partnership with the Navistar where we could kind of just co-design and have the commercially available autonomous trucks in the future.
Are there plans to expand the kind of the freight movement to passenger service buses?
Right now,
like that. Okay.
So we want ourselves to be laser focused, and we believe for trucking itself, it's already.
Oh, we lost
your audio there for a second, Jen. No, we still lost it.
Okay.
Now we got it. It's coming back.
All right. Yeah. So sorry. I don't know that my computer can be like this unstable.
So it's okay. So we're coming to the end of this. So first of all, that was a great presentation of first telling us what TuSimple is, and then going a little bit into how AI and machine learning powers it, which is exactly what we want to do today. So Jin, you're going to get a big virtual handshake from all the attendees and a manual one from me. I thought you did a really, really good job, and was a great representative for what's going on at TuSimple. We have a cluster of kind of autonomous driving companies in the region, and it's nice to see TuSimple leading that effort. Chris, do you have any other comments you want to make before we end the session?
The only comment is a big thank you for putting together the presentation. Jen, Kara, I loved it. It's fascinating. I can't wait to see how this all plays out over the next few years. And I also want to thank Kevin and Sarah for putting together this webinar. We've still got a few more throughout the year that we're putting together, so we're always excited to be part of these. So thanks again.
Yeah, and I want to make sure, Shin, you go back to the TuSimple management team and let them know we are truly appreciative of them being integrated into the region and things through participating in this. And I know they did a podcast with us the other day on talent acquisition. And so great corporate citizen, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more. And I'm sure TuSimple is a future member of Tech San Diego. And so we will go forth and prosper. Again, I want to thank you very much. Go to Tech San Diego website, techsd.org to find out more, and we will catch you on the very next AI machine learning. If you have ideas on who may want to be a guest, you can send them to me at kevin.carroll@techsd.org. And I'm going to just real quick, we got a couple minutes. Sarah Spiva, our marketing and events manager, am I missing any thank yous or anything I neglected to say?
Nope, everything's good. Thank you so much for attending.
Okay, we'll go ahead and end the session. This will be recorded and it will be up on YouTube in a couple of days. So if you'd like to go ahead and re-watch it, it will be up. Thank you very much. Again, thank you TuSimple, and thank you, Shin, for being our speaker today. And thanks, Chris, and the folks at Cooley. Always great corporate partners.
Pleasure. Take care.
All right. Thanks, guys.